guys. I'm going to do a body weight workout this morning for anyone that wants to join. So it's going to be just body weights. We're not going to be doing anything super high intensity, and I will be or I'll give an alternative exercise for anything that's a little bit more aggressive or higher intensity, so you don't have to worry about any limitations that you have. It could be a great opportunity for you to start back into a routine. I spoke to my detoxification group last night, and I shared a really important story about someone that I work with every single year, and that's the person that is coming in for their workouts, seemingly eating correctly, seemingly doing everything correctly, but not getting the result that they want. And I bump into this person every single year. And this year, when I was working with this person, they hadn't lost any weight for 3 or 4 months. And then after 3 or 4 months, they started to lose weight. 3, 4, 5 pounds the first month, another 3 or 4 the next month, another 3 or 4 the next month. Before you knew it, they had lost 20 pounds. When I asked the person how come they lost the weight, what changed, they shared that they had made a major decision in their life, and that they had decided to end their personal relationship, separate from their marriage. And it just registered to me because at the time I had been working very, very closely with the thought wheel. It really resonated with me because the thought wheel really is about getting clear vision about your entire life, setting up goals for yourself in all aspects of your life, in your personal relationships, in your secondary relationships, in your career, in your financial and your adventure goals, and also in your contribution goals, the way that you're giving back to the whole. What really amazed me about this story is that although the lady was doing everything right, exercise-wise and nutrition-wise, she was at a sticking point until she made a decision. I think that's so important to understand. It's so important. One, decisions are what always block us from moving forward. It's always an idea, something that's stuck inside of our heads, or something that's incorrect in our minds, or something that's unresolved that blocks us from moving forward with our energy. And whenever we make a decision, we redirect that energy. That's so important for creating change. The second thing about it that I think is really super important is that it was a decision she made in her relationship that affected her personal goal. And do you see how important that is to understand? Is that we are so much more than just our personal goals. We are more than just our weight loss goals or our happiness goals, right? Often people come into a trainer, often they come in to see me, and they come in and they just say, oh, I just want to lose weight, or I just want to tone up. I always want to try to get them to start discussing the bigger picture, okay? People get into fitness all the time and are not able to stick with it. The reason why they can't stick with it is because they haven't anchored fitness and nutrition into their entire lives. When you get the understanding and make the connection that your exercise and your nutrition is going to benefit your relationships, your career, your finances, your future, your contribution to the entire population of this planet, when you start seeing what you want to do exercise and nutrition wise as being a part of your entire life, that's when you're going to find the energy and the power to stick with it. Then it's not going to be a problem anymore, right? It's to put a connection between what you're doing exercise and nutrition wise and lock it into absolutely everything else that you do. Once it's locked in like that, never stop doing it. All right, let's start our body weight workout this morning. Okay, let's get our bodies going. Okay, first, let's just loosen up our shoulders. Just swing out the arms. Warm up those shoulders a little bit. If you're just at home doing nothing, there's no reason why you can't get up and get moving a little bit here. Join me. Okay, swing out your arms. Open up your chest and your shoulders. One arm goes up, one arm goes low. One arm goes high, one arm goes low. Try and open up your body. Good morning, Kelly. Guys, let's put those arms behind our heads now, and let's get those knees up. Okay, I think this is one of my favorite kind of warm-up activities, and the reason is because, you know, I'm using my hip flexors. I got to use my hip flexors to lift my knees as high as I can. And the hip flexors, what's so special about that muscle? It connects to my lower back. So if you've got lower back issues, it's likely or very commonly linked to tight hip flexors. Tight hamstrings are another potential reason why your hip flexor, your lower back can be tightening up. So I always want to try to include in my warm-ups stuff that warms up the hip flexors and stuff that warms up the hamstrings, glutes, and lower back. All of the muscles that connect to my hip girdle, I want to make sure I've got them all warmed up before I start doing anything with someone. Next, let's go on to hamstrings, and we'll include some balance there. Okay, so one leg at a time. I'm just lifting the back heel as high as I can. Right? So by doing it one leg at a time, well, obviously, I'm challenging my balance a little bit. And by lifting my heel as high as I can, that really warms up and wakes up my hamstrings. So if you find that one-legged balance like that is a little too much, here's another alternate lower back hamstring warm-up. That's a little bit lower impact than that alternate leg deadlift that I was just doing. Here's another great one, the good morning. Just warm up the lower back and the hamstrings. If you're just joining, we're just doing a little body weight workout. Nothing super complex, nothing super high intensity. I'll try to give you some alternates for anything that is higher intensity. So come on, join in with me. Let's get our bodies woken up for the day. Last night, I shared with the detox group, I was talking about getting our energy up first thing in the morning. Movement is a wonderful way to raise your energy first thing in the morning. When we start moving our bodies around like this, we alter our physiology. We get right down into the body science and change our hormones. When we do that, we instantly produce energy for our bodies. Combine that energy with the right mental energy and the right thoughts and words, and you set yourself up for a powerful day. Build your day from the morning up. Get set first thing, and everything else will be a lot easier for you. All right. My body's starting to warm up. Let's try to pick it up a little bit. Okay, so we'll put our hands out front, and we're just going to drop down into a squat. Okay, so I'm sitting back into my squat, dropping my butt down. If you got problems with your knees, you just want to do like smaller versions of the squat, or you could just grab a chair and you can do the good old sit and stand if you want to, if you're worried about your knees, right? You can do the good old sit and stand, or just do a smaller one, right? If you got some knee problems. But if you don't have knee problems, after your knees start to warm up a little bit, see if you can drop all the way down into your squat. See if you can work through a nice full range of motion. The more deeply you take your squat, the more those glutes get involved in the activity. And those glutes are big muscles. So if you can activate those big muscles, glutes, hamstrings, and quads, you can drive the heart rate higher. You can warm the body up more. You can influence your metabolism more. So you'll notice now the heart's starting to pump a little bit more. Good job. Let the heart rate come down a little bit. And while it's coming down, let's work on our hips. Okay, another super important muscle group to warm up. If you've got any lower back problems or knee or hip problems or ankle problems, you really want to make sure that you loosen up the glutes, glute medius and glute minimus on the outside of your hips. So I'm getting those muscles going with some hip abduction here. All right? Simple stuff, you guys. You can do this at home. You don't need any equipment to get your body going first thing in the morning. If you are joining in, or if you've joined in for a little bit of this, please give me a like or let me know that you were here and you enjoyed it if you did. And if you used it to start up your day today, let me know, please. So as my heart's starting to pump, I'm working on my hips and warming them up. These are great muscles for your balance and your stability. Right? Everybody, as we age, falling down, breaking our hips, is one of the major causes of death, one of the major causes of pain and problems for families as parents are starting to age. All right, so I've warmed up my hip flexors, I've warmed up my hamstrings, I've warmed up my glutes, I've warmed up my glute med and my glute minimus. That way, all the muscles around my hips are nice and warm and loose. Now, let's move on from there and let's go to some planking. We get ourselves down into a high plank position there. Up on my hands, nice and tall, and my toes, holding myself up in high plank. Just holding there. Allowing the heat to build in my body. You know, all the muscles along the front of my body are all working together here. And I'm just working on nice deep breaths. Breath work is huge for building up body vitality, body energy. If you want to raise your energy for the day, Focus on your breathing. Set your intention to raise your energy, to pull that energy up from your roots. Hold that as long as you can. If you have to touch your knees down, take a break, that's okay. You can keep that up the whole time, awesome. If you need to take a break at any time, that's okay. Good morning, Kelly Matt. Good morning, Marta. Hopefully you're working out with me. All right, so now let's go to an isometric squat. So we'll drop ourselves down as low as we can, get to 90 degrees if we can, holding ourselves there at 90 degrees again, building up some heat and energy in my body by focusing on my breathing. Nice full breaths. Coming out of there. Heart's pumping, body temperature is raising, right? That's all affecting my physiology. Here's the next one. This one's a little harder, but you can always work at whatever level works for you. See you later, Kelly. This is called the donkey kick. You can do little donkey kicks, right? We put our hands down, and we can just do little donkey kicks where I just pick my feet up off the ground and put them back down. I press into my hands a little bit, so I'm carrying my body weight in my hands, just raising up my feet and dropping them back down, right? That's just a little donkey kick. Doesn't have to be big at all. Make them little ones if you're just getting started. If you want to press yourself a little bit more, see if you can get up a little higher, a little more hang time, a little bit more time carrying your body weight in your hands. Back to a few more of these donkey kicks. If you want to go for the big one, press right up into a handstand, if you like. Or just continue to work with your little ones. You don't have to press all the way up. Everybody has to work at their own level. But that's a great way to get your body weight up into your arms and into your shoulders. Work on the upper body, carrying the entire body weight. And it's great for getting the heart pumping, as you can hear in my voice. Heart's starting to pump, and that's all wonderful. So what we're trying to do this morning is try to get our energy up and start our day. Here's a wider leg position now. Just work on a side lunge where I lean over to one side, lean over to the other side, straighten out one leg, straighten out the other leg. Bend over as far as I can to one side, bend over as far as I can into the other side. Straighten out. Straighten out. Both feet, keeping them flat on the floor. Lean over. Lean over. So, I mean, you can do these exercises for repetition or for time. Often I would do it with my clock on. I haven't got my clock on this morning, so I would do exercises for 30 seconds or 60 seconds, perhaps 90 seconds. You can also do it for a certain number of repetitions. You can go for 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 repetitions of an exercise. It's a great one for the inner thighs, hamstrings, and glutes. Great warm up here, just doing body weight. If you want to intensify the exercise, obviously you just add some dumbbells, and that makes it a lot more aggressive. Great for flexibility, great for range of motion, first thing in the morning. Next one, a bear crawl, right? We crawled for a full year of our lives. Crawling is very important for the development of our gait, the way that we walk is developed from the skill of crawling. So it's the opposite arm and leg working together. I'm trying to keep my knees low to the ground, close to the ground. If crawling is too much for you, then just work on that high plank. Just kind of get yourself into a push-up position. If you haven't got the space for a crawl, then just work on your high plank, just there on your hands, your shoulders over top of your hands. You can just work on your high plank if you haven't got the space to do the bear crawl. But if you've got the room even to just make a step or two forward and a step or two back, that's very functional for your brain. You know, that opposite arm and leg working together, that's something that we have to coordinate. We have to keep coordinated as we age, especially if we've been inactive. That's a great practice for you. Bear crawls. Really getting my heart pumping, getting my body hot, waking me up, raising my energy, getting my energy ready to build a successful day for myself. All right. Let's just do some side steps. So, if you don't have space, you can just do your side steps like this. If you want to pick it up further, you can do the side step with a squat. If you do have the luxury of space, like I do, I can side step across my room and pick my heart rate up that way. Good. Heart's pumping. Dropping myself back down. Let's go for the good old push-up. Right? So you can do your push-ups on your toes, or you can do your push-ups on your knees. Right? Whatever's right for you is going to be great for me. Okay? If you got to be on your knees, that's fine. If you got to do small little push-ups, that's okay. And you got to start at the beginning. The point is that you got to take some action.
If no action is taken, no change is made. How many can you do? Can you get 10? Can you get 15? Can you get to 20 push-ups? Whatever you can do, on your knees, on your toes, whatever you can do. Doesn't matter. Next one, let's work on some lunges. Now we've got forward lunges. They don't have to be big, they don't have to be deep, they can be little ones, right? Forward lunges, right? We've got reverse lunges, stepping back. Right? We've got stationary lunges. Sinking your back knee down as low as you can. Pressing through that front heel to activate that front glute, hamstring. Great exercise for those quads, hamstrings, lower legs. Tone up the whole lower body. Really stimulate that metabolism. And then we've also got the walking lunge to drive up that heart rate and get that body going. All right, right down towards the end of our workout, our last few exercises. Let's drop you down one more time. Let's go for the double leg tuck. We're going to jump my legs up towards my hands. Right? If you find that exercise a little bit too aggressive for you, the old mountain climber is awesome. And all of the same muscles get used, just not as aggressively as jumping both legs in at the same time. If you want to add the push-up to it, makes it even more aggressive. We can also do mountain climber push-ups. Finish up, I'll grab one single dumbbell and I'll work on my rows. Get those arms and back muscles involved. Let's do 30 to 50 rows on one side. Pulling that elbow back, hand alongside my body, like I'm starting the lawnmower. Some rows on the other side. That pulling action, that's an exercise, a muscle group that's hard to really work without using a dumbbell or a barbell or a cable or an elastic or something. Putting yourself in this position is also adding some flexibility, range of motion, and some balance. And I'll finish off my workout today just dropping down on my back, on my butt, hands under my butt if you like, straight-legged leg raises. Let's get the tummy toned and tight as well too. Let's do 15 to 30 leg raises. to wrap it up. And there's a simple body weight 30-minute workout, guys. No real reason why you can't do it. Thanks to all those who did join in or start up or watch or join. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll join in again next week. We'll try it again at 7 a.m. Eastern time. A couple things I would add is that the workout or the meditation, or last week I was talking about the thought wheel, these are all different ways of connecting to the energy that you've got inside of you. Remember, guys, that we've got the power of the universe inside ourselves, and if we can connect and align with that kind of power, there's no reason why we can't change or do anything that we want in our lives. So movement and exercise is a great way to get into that power, into that space, and elevate that. So, I always like to share this story. When I did martial arts the very first night, I went in, they taught me the front punch. Like I shift my body weight and I punch through. That's the front punch. I learned it the very first night, right? If you rehearse your front punch 50, 100, 200, 500 times a day for a year or 2 years or 3 years or 5 years, that punch eventually, it starts to go through boards, right? But it's the same punch that you learned the very first night, right? The punch hasn't changed. They taught you the same punch the first night, but it's the practice and the rehearsal that allows you, that teaches you, that gives you the ability to summon all of the energy of your body and deliver it to one small space with that front punch. So it's the practice and the rehearsal that allows the power and the energy of the punch to raise. And that's the same thing with everything else. That's the same thing with your thought wheel. Getting clear about different aspects of your life happens from practice and rehearsal. Getting strong and fit comes from practice and rehearsal. Changing anything in your life starts with the mind, and it starts with thinking about things the way that you want them to be first thing in the morning. And if you're not sure about how you want something to be, then you've got to get on to the right questions for yourself. We talked about like that last night when we were talking about the thought wheel, all of you in the detox group. You guys got the information. I'll be putting that out to everyone today, the recording of that, but I just wanted to bring it all together for you with the workout and let you understand that all of it, all of it, the thought wheel, the vibration, the light work, the meditation, everything that we do is trying to, including all the detoxification elements by moving to the vegan raw food vegan lifestyle, moving to the fruitarian lifestyle, all of it is to try and get toxic elements out of the body so that those toxic elements stop interfering with your thought processes. Once the thought processes are clear, you can direct your energy clearly outwardly into all aspects of your life and utilize the power of the universe in your life. Thanks for joining me today. I look forward to seeing you again on Thursday morning early for some morning meditation and some yoga movements. Not necessarily yoga, but yoga-like movements. We'll warm up on Thursday morning with that. And I'll see everyone in the detox group on Monday night again. We will be talking about meditation, some various methods of meditation. And you know what? There's no right or wrong way to connect with the spirit of the universe, the power of the universe. It's inside of you, and no one can tell you a right or a wrong way to interact with yourself. Have a super day. See you again soon at High End Fitness.